What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about altcoins today. Specifically in this video, we're going to be going over what I believe the average altcoin is going to do between now and the end of this cycle. I made a video like this, I think yesterday, or if not the day before, talking about what I'm expecting the average altcoin to do in this next phase higher, but I actually forgot to talk about the end of cycle predictions and expectations for the average altcoin. And whenever I say average altcoin, I mean like the top 500 altcoins, the top 200 altcoins, whatever, excluding coins that are just tourists, that are here and there, right? That they come and they go, right? There's a lot of coins that make their way into the top 500, top 200. They pump their random meme coins or scam coins, and then in a week or two, they go away. You know what I mean? They're the flavor of the week, and then they go away. Not coins like that. Coins that actually have fundamental values, that are here to build, that are here to stay, or at least here for the cycle to stay. Again, the purpose of this video is to go over what I'm expecting the average altcoin to do by the end of this cycle. Quick shout out to Selena and Baby in the Belly. Shout out to young Holy Soldier for the request there. I just wanted to do that for you there, and then let's get into the shout out to Selena one more time and the Baby in the Belly. All right, here we are at $304 billion. This chart here, the others chart, is the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10. It's really the top 125 coins excluding the top 10 is what it is. And effectively, it's your altcoin index. The last time I made one of these videos, which was, again, it was like yesterday or the day before, we were doing some shorter term stuff and just going over the expectations of what we're going to see by the end of August or sometime in September. This video, we're going to go over things that are a little bit further out into the future, stuff that's going into 2026. So if we're looking at this, first off, maybe it's best if we go to Bitcoin. Let's do BTC USD. And let's do the all-time history index, actually. If it'll load. There we go. We'll do the all-time history index. There we go. And while that's loading, okay, cool, it is loaded. We'll go to the monthly time frame there. Monthly time frame, it's taking so long. We'll wait for it to load. In order to do this, I want to zoom back. I want to go back in time. Maybe I'll have to turn up the performance. The computer's going to get a little loud here for a second, but we'll just let things load, and then I'll quiet it down again. Because I think it's annoying whenever it's so loud. But if we're looking at this on a monthly time frame with Bitcoin, okay, here we go. We zoom out, zoom way the hell out. Got to zoom, zoom, zoom. All right, we go back to the very, very beginning, the very first cycle that Bitcoin ever had, right? First cycle high to bear market low. The very next cycle went all the way up. The bull market high was right there just above the 2272, okay? 2272, that's the fib extension, not the price, which was at $1,000, okay? That's the difference. I'm talking about the fib extension 2272. If we take the next cycle's high to low, specifically the bull market high to the bear market low, high to low, again, we topped off right at the 2272. We go to the next cycle, we do this again, and from a high to a low, you guessed it, we topped off not at the 2272 this time. We actually topped off at the 1618, the golden ratio, the golden extension itself. And if we take this prior cycle, the most recent cycle we had, high to low, I'm anticipating that the average altcoin, or that Bitcoin will go to its 2272 this cycle and probably just above there. So $462,000 just above there, $500,000 price. That's where I assume we're going to go with Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes there to the 2272, my theory would be that the altcoin markets, the others chart, goes to its 2272 as well. Why do I assume that? Well, if we take last cycle's high to, or not last cycle's high to low, but the cycle before that's high to low, we also, last cycle, like Bitcoin, had a double top at the golden ratio, the 1618. We had a double top right at that level. And Bitcoin did that exact same thing. So I'm thinking, because we kind of go tit for tat with Bitcoin, these extensions, these ratios are not built off of percentage growth. It's just built off of what the chart is showing, right? It makes sense to me that if Bitcoin is projected to go to the 2272, then that the others chart may go to the 2272 as well, which is all the way up. And again, with these interactions with the 2272, you typically don't stop right at the 2272. You actually go just above it. You wick just above it. So 5.9 trillion. What's just above there? 6 trillion, 7 trillion, something like that. Could happen. $6.9 trillion, right? That kind of market cap there. Now, that's great, but what the hell does that mean to me, Cesar? You're saying that the top 125 coins, excluding the top 10, their total market cap value would be worth $6 trillion. Okay, what's that mean? Well, If we apply that, we take the current value and we apply that in a measurement, we can see that the average performance should be something on the lines of a 20x or more. At this point in time, I would think something on the lines of like a 20x to potentially a 22, 23x. Okay, so let's say 20 to 23x to make it nice. 20 to 23x between now and the end of the cycle. Whatever coin you're investing in, whatever crypto you're investing in, it better damn well do at least that. If you're investing in a coin that doesn't have the potential to do that, you're wasting your time in this market. You're looking at a coin that has 10x potential, that has 5x potential, that has 15x potential. Why are you in this market? Are you in this market to make money? You know what I mean? You want 5x potential, go to the stock markets. We want to make money in this market. Now, if you're someone who's predominantly in Bitcoin or Ethereum, okay, maybe those ones don't get you 20x's, and you want to be secure, that's different. I'm not talking to you, right? Do what's best for you, invest, make your money the slow way. That's the best way to do it, honestly. You lose money the fastest by trying to make it the fastest, honestly. But this is not something that's going to be privileged to just the privileged few altcoins, right? This is the average expectation. At least for the top 125. You go further down the list, I would think that this amplifies a little bit more as you get to the top 200, the top 300, the top 400, the top 500, right? This gets up a little bit more, right? And of course, with more risk comes more reward. But we hear that we only hear that in one part. We don't hear more risk with more reward. We just hear the more reward part. It's important to mitigate risk. And with that, investing in some of the higher altcoins that might, or even Bitcoin itself, that might not have as much sick gain potential, it at least mitigates the risk. Because not every coin is going to be a winner. There will be coins that underperform this expectation. There will be coins that outperform this expectation. And a lot of the coins that we talk about on this channel, I really don't like to waste time talking about coins that won't do anything more than this kind of growth, right? The average altcoin that I talk about, like we go on this list, Bitcoin Cash, XCN, Syrup, Cookie DAO, TAI, Omni, T-Bull, ZBCN, Toshi, Turbo, Swiftcoin, LCX, ACX, B3 soon, all these tokens, maybe not Ethereum and maybe not Bitcoin, they all have more than a 22x potential. And that's why we talk about them. Not only that, most of them are actually like double that, right? That's what you should be focusing on. And how do you know if a coin has this potential or not? This is actually a very important part right here, because there are a lot of coins, you guys, every single cycle that come out that captivate a lot of new investors and a lot of old school investors. I shouldn't say old school, veteran investors. They captivate because of the marketing, right? But there's a simple way that anybody, you don't have to know how to do charts, you don't have to know how to do anything, a simple way to know if your coin has the potential to do at least a 20x, okay, whatever coin it might be. And this isn't going to apply for every single coin, but this is a simple way, and it's very, I think, just easy to understand, okay? This what I'm about to tell you is derived from my experience in the crypto bull markets. I've been in 3 crypto bull markets now. I've seen this happen, or not happen, I should say. This is the 3rd cycle. We'll see if it goes 3 for 3. But the average altcoin in their first bull market does not achieve a one. The average altcoin in their very first bull market doesn't even see really an $80 billion market cap or more. Okay, 80 billion or more. You might hear that and be like, okay, where are you going with this? I'll show you. We're going to go over it right now, okay? Because there's some very hyped up coins, very promising coins, fundamentally speaking, that people are excited about that I just don't think even have this 22x, 23x potential. And this is something you could carry forward with you going into any cycle. I'm sure as time goes on, there will be coins that see an $80 billion market cap their first cycle, $100 billion market cap their first cycle, as the dollar devalues. But for now, this is a good rule of thumb to go off of. The average altcoin really does not get to $100 billion. There's a select few that have seen 80 billion or more, but the average altcoin doesn't really even get to 80 billion or more in their first cycle. I'm talking about SWI. I'm talking about Hyperliquid. We're talking about coins that have the potential to do a 22x, a 20 to a 23x, right? That's what we're talking about. These coins do not have that potential at all. Why? Why do I know that? Why do I presume to know that? Well, if you click on them and you look at their tokenomics, there's actually a lot of coins that have yet to come out. It's got a very undiluted supply. So as that supply dilution comes out, that'll actually raise the market cap and hurt the price performance. Actually, it's better for the people participating in the ecosystems, right? That's why the people that promote this stuff, they're not necessarily heavily invested. They're just getting a lot of rewards. The ones that promote this stuff, they're not investing in this to make money. They're investing in other things to make money. Shout out to Raoul Pal. Market cap 14, because someone's like, well, Raoul Pal, he said his biggest bag is sweet. Yeah, but he's making money through airdrops. He's making money through state. He's getting all kinds of benefits to the ecosystem. Whenever I'm talking about these coins that are undiluting, right, he's got so much money that it's a safe bet for him because he's part of what those undiluted coins are going to, right? Him and the other like founders and team members, big significant players of this, right? So, of course, I'm getting distracted here, but and I like Raoul Pal. Like I really actually do. I think Raoul Pal's a great figure in this space, but I don't think that I don't think that he genuinely believes that Sui is even capable of doing a 10x from here. Not this cycle. Not this cycle. I don't think that he genuinely believes that. I don't know what his thoughts are as far as how high it'll go, but if we're looking at Sui, you're at a $14 billion market cap. You're going to 10x. You're going to go to $140 billion in your very first crypto cycle. Oh, yeah, but C-Zar, it's groundbreaking tech. It's fundamental. I don't care. No, I've heard this story before. No, it doesn't happen. They don't do this. I've seen so many. This is my third cycle. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. I've seen this. I've been a part of this before. I've invested in projects that were supposed to be the next big thing, and they had promising tech, and they did 1 million transactions per second. And guess what? Have you ever heard of credits? Credits, right? Credits was supposed to be world changing. They had the fastest transactions per second that ever existed. They partnered with IBM. They did all these big things. You ever heard of credits? You've never heard of credits. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? Sui. Just because you've heard of it doesn't mean that it's any different. I'm just saying 14, 15 billion right now. The next cycle, the newbies are going to be like, what the hell's Sui? You know what I mean? It's here and gone. It's not going to see a $150 billion market cap. And even if it does, that'd be miraculous. Let's say it does a step further. Let's say it sees 200 billion. That's not even a 20x from here. 20 to 23x is the minimum standard by the end of the cycle. You're not going to see a multi-$100 billion market cap with this thing. You're not even going to see an $80 billion market cap with this thing. Sui, not for you. Hyperliquid, same thing. It's brand new. Oh, but the fundamentals, what it offers, okay, I don't care, man. I don't care. None of that matters to me. I'm telling you what I've experienced. I'm telling you what is feasible growth, right? You're talking about $100 billion or more. You want to do a 20x with this? You're talking about a multi-$100 billion market cap, essentially, right? Not in your first cycle. Do you know how much money that is? Can you wrap your head around how much money that is? You need serious financial backing to get to that level. And nobody with serious capital is going to put money into something that's brand new, that's not tried and true, that hasn't stood the test of time, because all of these old heads, all of these traditional finance guys that allow your market caps to get to these crazy levels, they don't invest in your project until you've done that little thing known as standing the test of time. If you're brand new, you can't do that, no matter how promising you are. Because how many promising projects have people invested in the past and they blow up in a year, in 2 years, because there's some kind of fatal flaw or there's something better that overtakes it, right? They didn't foresee something in the near future. The smart money knows this, and that's why they're not, no offense, I'm not saying there's not smart money invested in these projects, but but Cardano, for example, is a different story. This one's at 29 billion. It's been around. It's an OG coin. It's been around for multiple cycles. This thing could hit a multi-$100 billion market cap this cycle. This thing has 20x potential. These don't. You see, and this one's at like double the market cap still. I digress. But yeah, so Sui, Hyperliquid, no. So how is that helpful in determining what coins to look for, right? And I'm not just trying to crap on Sui or crap on Hyperliquid, but essentially what I'm trying to say here is these are going to be some of the biggest letdowns this cycle, because I know there are a lot of people invested in them. And people hate it whenever I say that, but that only validates me, man. If everybody's like, oh, I agree with you, then I'd be a little bit like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. If everybody thinks that it's not going to happen, but everybody thinks these two are the next big thing. I've seen this happen 2 cycles now. Every time the next big thing comes along, yeah, you missed the boat already. You should have got it before it was the next big thing. You know what I mean? I'm trying to look for other tokens. Pepe. Right, Pepe, 10x from here is $50 billion. 20x is $100 billion. Pepe can't even do a 20x. You know what I mean? It's a meme coin. Pepe's going to hit $100 billion in its first bull market, and it's a meme coin. Guys, $100 billion. You know who has to back something in order to... You know how much money has to back something in order to get to $100 billion? Your little community of degens is not going to take you there. That's not, and it's not a little community. There's a lot of marketing going on with Pepe. There is a lot of big money in Pepe too, but not enough to get you $100 billion. Not even Pepe has that potential, right? Any new coins? Any other new coins? I don't know. Pi is not going to do. Pi. I think Pi is dead, you guys. By the way, not financial advisor, not a financial advisor. Ondo, 20x potential. Maybe. Use 60, $70 billion. That's like pushing the threshold, but maybe. But again, would you rather invest in a coin that's got maybe that potential, or maybe find something like Monero or Toncoin, or is Toncoin new? Maybe it's new. Or Litecoin, or Bitcoin Cash, or Hedera, or Chainlink, or Stellar Lumens, or Cardano, or Tron, that all have that 20x potential and more, and they've been tried and tested, and they have that capability of financial institutions investing in them because they've stood the test of time. They've got longevity. They've shown that they can stay for multiple cycles and still maintain relevance and build, right? I don't know. I'm going on a whole different tangent here, but I hope it makes sense as to how you can use this standard and apply it to coins currently to assume what the market cap could be. Understand, and it's not just this $80 to $100 billion range that's untouchable for most coins in their first bull cycle. Most coins don't even see a $40 to $60 billion market cap in their first cycle. Some do. And the winners, they get there. They really do get there. I'm not saying that you can't see that happen. But again, just the probability goes from 0% at an $80 to $100 billion in your first cycle to maybe like 1 out of 100 coins, or maybe like 10 out of 100 coins have that potential to get in their first cycle to a $40 to $60 billion market cap. Maybe it's even 5 out of 100. And then you go $20 to $40 billion. Maybe it's like 10 out of 100. You know, it's the probabilities go up as we come down the totem pole, but it's still low likelihoods that any new coin will get to these market caps that are worth tens of billions of dollars, right? Unless you have some fundamental things that can help suggest that, right? We talk about some coins that'll definitely do that this cycle, but I don't know, man. I digress. I hope that I've made sense. If I haven't made sense, I don't know how to make better sense out of it. Hit the like button, subscribe. One last shout out to Selena and the baby in the belly. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.